This lesson is to help you create the drug trafficking arrows for your South America map. What you're going to be doing is reading some primary source material that is collected from by the U.S. State Department directly from Bolivia, Colombia, and Peru, as well as some intel from the Drug Enforcement Agency and CIA. So after reading this nonfiction, rather dry information, what you're going to do is you're going to create an arrow on your map pointing in the direction that most of the illicit means illegal drugs that are cultivated in that particular country are flowing. So in order to help you do this while we're reading, you are going to do some note taking in your own doc as well in this South America Map Rules doc. Inside the arrow, this is a really skinny arrow, so you're going to probably draw or cut out a much larger one or a wider one. But you're going to want to include the illicit, again, illegal drugs that are grown or produced in that particular country. So there's Bolivia, there's a reading on Colombia and Peru. And then the amounts that had been seized in this 1 year period of time when the data is collected from. So this is from 2014. But I just find it's sort of fascinating what what you can find out by digging at the public library. So the extra layer that you're putting on this is not just only earthquakes and their prevalence in a year period of time, but also then this information about drug trafficking. So there's some abbreviations that you need to know. MT stands for metric ton. So it's the equivalent to 1,000 kilograms. And if you need to convert to pounds, this is how you can do it. Hectare is roughly 2.5 acres. And then there's some other abbreviations that show up. And so this chart right here will give you some help with that. So as I go through the first example, it'll show you what we want you to do is highlight the types of drugs that are being produced or cultivated. Cultivated means grown. You're going to underline the amount of drugs that are seized. And then why don't you bold type the country the drugs are going to, or in which direction, because you're going to focus these arrows off your map, on your map, but towards other places, so outside of South America. So this is a 2015 report, but it's about the previous calendar year. And if you're ever interested in any more information, you can go. I included the website. All right, so this reading is about Bolivia. And as we go through this, we are going to use these tactics to keep track of types of drugs that are cultivated, the amount that are seized in one year's time, and then where should we aim the arrow from these three countries. According to the coca cultivation estimates from both the UN Office of Drugs and Crime and the government of Bolivia, Bolivia continues to be one of the three largest cocaine-producing countries in the world and is a significant transit zone for Peruvian cocaine. So actually, we can stop right there and we can highlight cocaine. I'm going to go up here and grab my highlighter. So that is a type of drug that's being referenced right there. The government of Bolivia reportedly intercepted considerable amounts of Peruvian origin cocaine. So this is also transit zone for cocaine of a different origin in 2014. They actually have a way to analyze the chemical makeup of these drugs to find out where they are grown. Most Bolivian cocaine flows to other Latin American countries, especially Brazil, for domestic consumption and onward transit to West Africa and Europe. So your arrow is going to be aimed, and I'm going to bold print this. So Brazil, oops, I missed the L. Okay, Brazil. And then to West Africa and Europe, we're also going to bold print this, okay? So this is the direction that your arrow is going to aim. The United States estimates that approximately 1% of cocaine seized and tested in the United States originates in Bolivia. So since it's 1%, we're most definitely not going to use the arrow straight north towards the United States, because very little of what the DEA or FBI or local police departments are finding in the United States actually comes from Bolivia. Very little. In September 2014, President Obama again determined that Bolivia failed demonstrably to make sufficient efforts to meet its obligations under international counter-narcotics agreements. This presidential determination was based in part on insufficient law enforcement efforts to disrupt and dismantle drug trafficking organizations, and inadequate controls to prevent the diversion of legal coca cultivation to illicit cocaine production. So this is interesting here. So actually, to grow coca plant is not illegal, but it is illegal to produce it into cocaine. According to the most recent available data from the UNODC and the government of Bolivia, 23,000 hectares of coca were cultivated in 2013, a 9% decrease from 2012. And I'll just give a little insert here. They're trying to do a lot of work with these growers, farmers, peasants, some of them, to grow something like coffee or other chocolate, or so other things that can grow in that kind of environment and be legal in the end. Peruvian police authorities estimate that 95% of Peruvian cocaine paste that leaves Peru by air flows through Bolivia. Drug control accomplishments, policies, and trends. UNODC estimates that 23,000 hectares of coca were cultivated within Bolivia in 2013, a 9% decrease from 2012, and has declared its intention to reduce net coca cultivation to 20,000 by 2015, as published in the 2011 to 2015 Strategy to Combat Drug Trafficking and Reduction of Excess Cultivation of Coca Leaf. The FELCN reportedly achieved some successes in 2014, including the destruction of various cocaine labs in the Santa Cruz region. The FELCN reported destroying 74 cocaine hydrochloride processing labs and 5,306 rustic cocaine labs during 2014, and a 9% increase and 10% decrease from 2013. Respectively. According to the Bolivian government in 2014, the FELCN seized, so this is an important word, means it took in possession, 18.3 metric tons of cocaine base. So this is not a finished product, but it's part of the main ingredients, and 4.08 metric tons of cocaine hydrochloride. So you're going to underline this too. So seized is an important word you're looking for. It means it was taken off the streets, representing a 10% decrease in the amount of cocaine base seized and a 258% increase in the amount of cocaine hydrochloride seized compared to the previous year, the 2013 data. So some things they're being, they're better at, and some things have gone down in what they're able to grab. So what you highlighted and bolded and underlined goes into those drug arrows. Now you have 3 other countries to report on: Colombia, and then finally Peru. And all 3 of these countries have similar growing conditions to one another. And fortunately or unfortunately, that is why this crop is successful. So what you're going to do is continue on and gather up that information from the other two reports. Good luck. If you have questions, please ask.